My name is Carol Bethlet Cooey, and I have 2 kids at RCS. Honestly, I wish I didn't have to spend my Monday evening at a board meeting, but I'm concerned about transparency in the district. Right now I'll talk about the new History of Gender and Ethnic Studies course at the high schools. I first became aware of this course when I saw one of the teachers post a picture of questionable books she planned to use as references, which raised a red flag. But rather than jump to conclusions, I spoke with administration so I could make an honest and factual assessment. The DEI director said that students would be presented with topics from multiple perspectives. The secondary director of ed said that teachers never give a one-sided viewpoint. I think that sounds interesting, and I'd like to see it myself. He said this was a history course, and he offered to help share material with me. I want to thank him for this offer, but unfortunately, to date, he's only shared a 1-page course syllabus and a PowerPoint about gender from a teacher training. Really quickly, I'll note that the gender presentation was rooted in trendy psychology rather than history, and it was controversial and one-sided. Since I wasn't getting much material, I tried asking formally. As taxpayers, we have a legal right to know what's being taught in our schools, so I've been submitting FOIA requests. I've been asking for teacher lesson plans, readings, viewings, and assignments since the beginning of school. To date, I've received 1 page of teacher lesson plans that cover the first 2 weeks of school. That's it. Strange, because the lesson plan, syllabus, and curriculum night video reference things like case studies, daily questions, bell work, Google Classroom. So why is the district not giving me any of this material, which I've also been specifically requesting? I'll tell you in a second. Further, and equally concerning, can you please help me understand how a district can offer a class without any kind of approval process? When I spoke with the secondary director on August 30th, he assured me that this class would have required approval by the Board of Education before being listed in course offerings. So I requested board meeting minutes when the class was approved, who approved the class, and for the survey that he said was given to students about it. The district gave me no records. I've written many emails to the FOIA coordinator asking why I'm not receiving records. I'm appealing my responses to the superintendent. After ignoring my questions for 6 weeks, the FOIA coordinator and secondary director finally reached out to me this afternoon, right before this meeting. She clarified that because the documents don't exist in the administration building, she won't give them to me, and also she will not ask the teacher for any of this material. Can we count on you, members of the board, to provide leadership and oversight to make sure that the administration is following what they're supposed to do and responding to legitimate requests for information? Why is this class curriculum kept secret? Is there something to hide? Is it true that the district can put any class in the curriculum without any approval? This doesn't look good. Where is the transparency? It would go a long way toward fostering trust with parents. Next we have, my name is Carol Bethlet Cooey, and I have 2 kids at RCS. I'll start by saying I love Rochester schools. I went here myself from grades K through 12, took rigorous courses, and it prepared me well for college and beyond. I even became a teacher myself and got my master's degree in reading and language arts. We moved back to Rochester for the schools because I want my kids to have at least the same level of excellent classes that I was so fortunate to have. This is why I was so sad to learn that RCS decided to get rid of advanced language arts from all the 6th and 7th grades at the middle schools. This seems backwards, and I would think that removing an advanced academic course should require approval before the Board of Education, as well as significant data to back it up. I submitted a FOIA request asking for Board of Education meeting minutes, documents, presentations, and data about the class's elimination. I also asked for information about the procedure for adding and removing classes. Surprisingly, the administration said there were none. I find it hard to believe there's no oversight. Also, I found out this topic was presented at a work session in January 2019, but the FOIA coordinator did not give me the meeting minutes. On October 18th, while waiting for my FOIA response, I spoke with the curriculum consultant. When I asked her about it, she knew what I was talking about and provided me with a relevant PowerPoint. I want to thank the curriculum consultant for willingly sharing and talking about this with me. I do have some questions and disagreements with some of the rationales, But today, my question for administration is this. When you were searching for records, why wasn't this presentation part of my FOIA response? I can't help but wonder what other documents might also exist if an effort were made in good faith. Just last week, the curriculum consultant was going to share more data with me, and then she was blocked by HR, who told her I needed to submit a FOIA request. I told her I already did, and HR had claimed the data didn't exist. So why would HR tell her not to share data with me, and then at the same time tell me that the data doesn't exist? Again, why so much secrecy? If this decision was made in the best interests of students, it should have withstood the scrutiny of the Board of Education, and it should have sound data and research that you're willing to share with parents. Why is RCS listening to misguided researchers like Joe Bowler, whose equity framework in California stripped away accelerated math until junior year of high school? Are we holding back our kids, watering down the curriculum in the name of equity? I'm afraid removing advanced language arts looks like an opportunity taken away from students. And based on research I've seen and shared with RCS, it has potential to hinder those at the highest and lowest ends of the spectrum most. Adding the ethnic and gender studies course, removing advanced language arts, I'm wondering about the district's priorities. Let's give extra support to kids who need it. Let's return our focus to equal opportunity for academic excellence. And let's be transparent and forthcoming as we look for the best way to educate students.